Yes, it's highly recommended that you stay away from the cat if you're planning to become pregnant or you're already pregnant and you cannot be able to account for the movements of the cats or whatever it's feeding on around the homestead. Because we have mice which are infected by Toxoplasma gondii. This is a parasite. So in case it so happened to transmit that to you, you're going to have toxoplasmosis that usually affect the brain development of the unborn. And it might not be visible now. It might lead to that lack of development in the kid or even blindness later in life. So it might not be obvious when you're giving birth to that kid, but it might become obvious later on during the development or when the kid is already born. So this is majorly one of the reasons I usually tell you to not feed on the soil. That sometimes you can get those cravings. You are feeding on the clay, the soil, the stones, and so many other things that are in contact with the earth. So it's usually very highly recommended for you to stay away from them and try to look for something that will replace whatever mineral that you are lacking in the body that is causing you to have that craving. And one thing I would advise you to start taking is, in case you start getting those cravings, most of them are actually due to iron deficiency, so you try to eat those. So yes, you can stay with the cats if you can be able to account 100% of where they've been, what they've fed on, so that you just minimize the risk of getting that toxoplasmosis. But if you cannot be able to account for the movement of the cats, it's highly recommended you just stay away from them. And when you're changing the litter box of your pet, try to make sure that you cover your hands and you wash thoroughly. You warm your food, make sure that it's heated, food is heated, so that you cannot be able to know whether it messed with the food, even if you've trained your pet. So it's usually very highly encouraged for you to just stay away from them until you give birth or when you're close to getting that, because we don't want you to have that infection when you're pregnant or maybe when you're getting pregnant.